This question is a little bit more serious, so I'm going to read it because it came from you. So we appreciate so much you trusting us with your question so we can give you our advice and our heart. She writes, how do I know the difference between a surly teen and a depressed teenager? And should I be concerned about that? And Corey, you have teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, I could have written this question, honestly. I am living this right now. I mean, it's been a very hard year with everything going on. And, you know, it's just, you know, you worry about your kids and they've been through a lot, you know, and they don't know what the future holds. And it's hard to know what to tell them. And so, you know, I'm looking for advice because I don't know, you know, I'm always like, is this a problem? Is this a phase? Is this a season? So I need your advice on this.
Well, someone who raised 5 children,
Yes,
what's your advice?
The question was, how do you know the difference?
Right.
And I'm going to say they're probably both at the same time. Surly and depressed. Because sometimes you're surly because you're actually depressed and that's how you're acting it out. So I say, not always doing it right, of course, but good for advice, is the surly child to me needs boundaries, needs to understand how far they could go. Maybe that boundary is a little bit extended during their difficult time, but they need to know and understand and have those boundaries enforced so they don't become so disrespectful that they're really losing themselves and their integrity. And with the depressed child, I say, communicate with compassion. You know, oftentimes parents, we think we have to know the answers to everything. We don't. We haven't been where they've been. We haven't experienced the things they have. So we have to listen. And what do I always say? Listen with some integrity. Listen with curiosity. Listen to find out, repeat. Did you mean that? Is this what you said? Am I understanding you? Because sometimes people don't want you to agree with them. They just want you to understand them.
That's right. But you know, when I think about the difference between surly and depressed, I am so upbeat that if I see a teenager that's not upbeat, now not everybody's like me. So someone maybe is just a little bit more quiet and they don't want to be all peppy, poppy like me. So I shouldn't categorize them.
Right.
That's good. What do you have, Flo, mother of 5?
You know, again, I agree with Roxy. I don't know what I can really add to that. I really do believe, number one, studying the uniqueness of your child's personality and how they express themselves. And I think when that changes, you want to really give it some attention. Understanding also that in the teenage years, don't forget the hormone change that plays a major part in it too. So I really think I love the whole concept of having a village. Because there are times that my child may not be that comfortable speaking to me, but they'll pour their heart out to Auntie Roxy, you know? And because I know Roxy is solid and will give them godly counsel, I think sometimes in parenting, we try to do it all. And you just can't, you know? I know for myself, and I was blessed, I had great mentors and a loving family, but there were some things sometimes that were a little difficult to share, even though I could, you know, but they really provided me with a great safety net without me even knowing it. And so those people that I went to gave me godly counsel.
So good. Now you have little children, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, by my oldest son's responses, sometimes I feel like he is a little teenager.
Right.
He kind of looks like a little
He
teenager.
kind of looks right. But, you know, I thought back to when I was a teenager, and I think, you know, I think this is the reason why it's so important for parents to have a very tight relationship with their kids, so that their kids have the freedom and the peace to come and tell their parents, hey, listen, this is what's going on. You know what I mean? So when the parent asks, hey, what's going on? I see this change. They can freely be able to share that.
Right. Well, I want to, when Roxanne said about when they're surly, you have to set the boundaries so that they don't go too far to be disrespectful. I think parents out there, even grandparents like me, we don't want to push discipline. We don't want to take them over the edge.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
afraid
That's good.
to do the right thing
That's good.
because they're all surly. What do you say?
That's not a grandparent's place.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true. So that's exactly right.
That's
So it's not me. It's not me.
No,
You're
but
right.
my mother could tell my children things I can't.
right.
Yeah.
Like she was saying, the village thing, the family thing. My mother could say things and they take it lovingly. Oh, Grandma, okay. There are times in your life where other people have to talk to them,
Yes.
and you just have to be quiet.
Right, right. But I like, don't be afraid to, as a parent, don't be afraid to set those boundaries. That was my point, but people are afraid, oh, they're going to do something or they're going to, so scary. It's scary. It's a scary time. But give it to the Lord and keep them in youth group.